like to come up and say a few words to the fans here tonight?
Thank you, Rick. It's great to be back in Seattle. I spent 10 of the most wonderful years of my life here. 10 years I'll never forget. They're great owners of this organization, the great city of Seattle that I represented, and you fans, especially you fans, made it very, very special. I thank you for all of that. The past few days, I've spent some time with these young men and have had a chance to laugh and reminisce and talk about the great 2001 season. And I've had a great time. Fellas, it's been great being with all of you again. Thank you for all your dedication and professionalism. And fans, once again, thank you for all your love and support. I'll never forget you. Enjoy the ballgame.
Thank you, Lou. Now we have one more introduction. It is my honor to introduce the architect of this historic 2001 Mariner Ball Club. Next week, he's going to be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. In addition to building the 01 Mariners, he has led Major League teams to 3 World Championships, 2 with the Toronto Blue Jays and 1 with the Philadelphia Phillies. Ladies and gentlemen, here to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch, please welcome back to Safeco Field the Mariners general manager from 1999 to 2003, Hall of Famer Pat Gillick. It's a strike. Pat Gillick, enjoy July 24th in Cooperstown, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, your record-setting 2001 Seattle Mariners. Enjoy the ball game, everybody. Enjoy the game.
I have to admit that I did not know Pat Gillick was a lefty. A reminder of how great this franchise was and how great it can be again. You can see the chemistry and the camaraderie starting to grow within the current team now. We have got a ball game to play. The Mariners and the Rangers. First pitch is coming up next here on Root Sports.
great evening here in Seattle, Washington, everybody, as the franchise honors the 2001 team that set the all-time Major League single-season record with 116 wins. And a lot of favorites here, Edgar Martinez among them, as the crowd gets a chance to wave at some old favorites like Lou Piniella. Should have never left or never been sent away, as Ichiro is still active. Area 51, there's the bone, Jay Buhner. Jeff Nelson, a lot of great guys here. And a good crowd on hand here at Safeco Field. Welcome inside, everybody. Dave Sims along with Mike Blowers. And great to see the fellowship and love down there with this group that had such a spectacular season in 01.
Only team to do it. 116 wins in a season. I think that if you look at the core group that we saw today that are here, and by the way, it was great to see the amount of guys that were able to show up
impressive.
And come back into town. It was good to see everybody, but it's a special group. I was fortunate, Dave, you'll appreciate that was my first year doing the post-game show was in 2001.
You got spoiled, didn't you?
I got spoiled real quick. It was great coming to the ballpark. These guys would go out and win in impressive fashion every night, too. So, you know, it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. 45,000 people a night here. And you kind of got that feeling when you got into about mid-May that there was something special going on, a lot of special guys on that club, a lot of all-stars, really good players on that team. Then, of course, Lou Piniella and his staff did a great job as always.
I was watching from afar during that time back in New York, and it's like, wow, these guys really have it going on, man.
They do. And you know, when you think back on it, I think you can talk about the numbers that Brett put up that year and the year that Ichiro had, Edgar, of course, what he was doing. But if you came out and watched a baseball game and wanted to know how it's supposed to be played, you could come out here on any given night, and fundamentally these guys did things right every night, played hard every night, which is another staple of one of Lou Piniella's teams.
Right, one of the things you'd have nights where they'd bang the ball all over the yard,
absolutely.
And then other times a little small ball, a little run, a little everything.
Well, I think those are the things that make you be consistent over a long period of time, which 160 wins, nobody has been more consistent than these guys, because you're not going to go out and hit 3-run homers every night.
Exactly.
You have to do all the other things, and it probably, in my estimation, the best defensive club that they've had here in Seattle. So when you talk about the pitching staff and the offensive numbers, don't forget about the defense and the way they did all the little things.
We're going to celebrate them all night tonight. We'll have a lot of the guys up here, so you'll get a chance to see and hear from them. By the way, we've got a good baseball game coming up tonight. Good pitching matchup. C.J. Wilson against Felix Hernandez at Kings Court. They're at Force out in left field. And we're getting ready for some baseball here at Safeco Field. We'll take a break and be right back here on Mariners Baseball and Root Sports.
Banner Bank, better ideas, better banking. By Quest. Quest is becoming CenturyLink. CenturyLink, your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting CMA Award winner Darius Rucker, July 30th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. And they're handing out special shirts tonight with 116 across the front, but you won't get this group in left field to change their shirt. Dave and Mike, you want to stop a skid, and you send Felix out there.
Tell you what, that crowd out there at the Kings Court just acknowledged Felix as he was walking back from the dugout. It was a great scene. They loved Felix Hernandez, and well, they should. Couple All-Stars tonight. Felix Hernandez against C.J. Wilson. This shapes up to be a really good matchup.
It does. C.J. Wilson has pitched well as of late, and he's pitched well against the Mariners, but Felix Hernandez really had it going into the break. Faced the Rangers earlier this year, pitched well, 7 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs against one of the better offenses you're going to see in the American League. So hopefully he's able to come out after the break and command the strike zone tonight. Stay away from the walks. The Rangers want to hit the ball into the seats. Felix, when he has his good two-seam fastball going, he'll get the ball on the ground. That's a big key for tonight.
And Felix against these Texas Rangers has a record of 10-13. Talking to Ron Washington, he said it's a team that likes that fastball. And as you know, Felix has the full repertoire in his arsenal as he gets ready for action here tonight. So it's the Mariners and the Rangers. C.J. Wilson against Felix Hernandez. Let's get to Tom Glasgow.
Dave, thanks so much. We're going to shift gears. Terrific sports day in Seattle. It got underway earlier this afternoon right across the street at CenturyLink Field. Sounders soccer, Sounders FC taking on the Colorado Rapids. And the Sounders had to come back twice against the defending MLS champions. Down 1 in the early going. Alvaro Fernandez with a goal. And he gets the equalizer. We're tied at 1. Second half action, 2-1 Colorado. Again, the equalizer, Roger Levesque finding the back of the net for the Sounders. In the 82nd minute, Brad Evans deflected shot. Freddie Montero lays out and then hits the home run. And the Sounders go on to get the 4-3 victory. Let's send it back upstairs to Dave and Mike.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Felix Hernandez on the mound for the Mariners tonight. 8-7, a 3.19 ERA. 5-6 here in Seattle against Texas, a 3.65 ERA. Let's take a look at the batting order that he'll be facing tonight.
The number 2 hitting team in the American League. Leading things off will be the DH, Ian Kinsler. Then it's Andrews Hamilton with a home run in this series. Beltre Young, Nelson Cruz leading the club in home runs with 22. And it's Moreland, Torrealba, former Mariner, Indy Chavez will hit 9th. Numbers for Felix Hernandez, ERA the 3.19, 144 innings pitched for Felix, 140 strikeouts. Opponent's average is 228. And a look at the defense behind him tonight. Hallman, Gutierrez, and Ichiro in the outfield. Kyle Seager gets to start at third base. Ryan and Ackley up the middle. Justin Smoke back in the lineup after being out last night at first base, and Miguel Olivo will do the catching tonight. See, Felix's last start pitched well against the Angels. 7 innings for him, just 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts with 1 walk.
Big event feel at the ballpark tonight. Good crowd, 30,000 plus. Here's Felix into his windup at the first pitch. Taking off high for a ball. Gary Cedarstrom, the whole plate umpire. Adrian Johnson at first, fielding Culbreth at second, and Bill Miller at third. And there's first strike of the ball game. 1-1 to Kinsler. Ian went 2 for 4. Couple of runs scored last night. Drive deep to left. Going back. Hallman. And that has left the yard into the bullpen. Home run in Kinsler's 14th. Texas out quickly with a 1-0 lead. It's the number 2 home run hitting team in the American League behind the New York Yankees.
And that has been the theme so far in this series. The Rangers have scored in the first inning on all 3 games now. Hamilton homered in the first game of the first game. Kinsler with a double scored last night, and he gets the Rangers on the scoreboard quickly with a home run here in the back of the bullpen.
Second home run for Kinsler against Felix Hernandez. He's now 9 for 50 with 2 home runs. The 5th leadoff homer this season for Ian Kinsler, who's DHing tonight. Elvis Andrus, the hitter. Texas Rangers on fire. They won 9 consecutive ball games. They're 12 games above 500. A comebacker, Felix will field it. On out. Mariners have lost 7 consecutive ball games and are now 2-6 against these Texas Rangers, being outscored 34-18. Work to do, and as you know, carrying that scoreless string of 26 consecutive innings. You have to go back to last Sunday, first inning, 2-run single by Adam Kennedy, last time the Mariners have scored. There's Josh Hamilton. Quick one to Josh. All-star again. He's 6 for 33 with a long ball against Felix. Strike 2, this is Gary Severson. Down low. Kings Court gaining national renown. Mariners marketing department doing a great job. And matter of fact, I saw, what was it? It's a hockey team is looking to get 4 sections like they have down in LA. I think it's the LA hockey team's going to have to try to do a section like that. As Miggy holds on, Olivo holds on, strikeout victim is Josh Hamilton. 2 outs, a run in here in the first inning.
And Felix mixing things up with Hamilton, starts him off with a fastball and then goes off speed pitches. Hamilton gets a piece of it, but Olivo able to hang on to it. You're talking about that Kings score. They had to open up a whole nother section. Didn't take them long to fill it up, did it?
No, indeed. Here's a good matchup. 2 outs, nobody on. Felix Hernandez against guys that been like a big brother to him, Adrian Beltre. He pops him up. Ryan will take it. And that'll do it for the Texas Rangers. A leadoff homer by Ian Kinsler puts Texas on top of the Mariners. Coming to bat here at Safeco Field. All right, Ichiro trying to break an 0 for 12, looking for his first hit since last Saturday. Getting ready to go here against C.J. Wilson. Let's take a look at the remainder of the Mariner batting order.
And following Ichiro, it'll be Ryan, Ackley, Olivo hitting cleanup tonight. Justin Smoke out last night, back in the lineup. He will hit 5th, and it's Kennedy. Gutierrez has had good success against Wilson. Look for him to hopefully break out tonight. Kyle Seager, and then Greg Holman hits 9th. Mariners have had to face some tough pitchers lately, and it doesn't get any easier tonight. C.J. Wilson, 3.20 ERA, 132 innings pitched, 117 strikeouts for Wilson. And the defense behind him, Hamilton, Chavez, and Cruz in the outfield. Adrian Beltre at third base, Andrews and Young, Michael Young at second base, normally the DH, Kinsler the DH tonight, Moreland at first, and Torrey Alba will do the catching.
C.J. Wilson, he's out of Newport Beach, California, lives in Huntington Beach. That's his last start. First pitch fouled off. Got to go back to Saturday. Last time Ichiro got a base hit, he was ahead in the count 2-0 in the 6th inning and singled to left in Saturday's 9-3 loss to the Angels. Ground ball to the shortstop. Andrews throws out Ichiro. Bring up Brendan Ryan. So what's your formula here tonight, Coach? This club's struggling.
Yeah, just try to make it as simple as you can. Get on the fastball from Wilson. He likes his fastball. He'll throw it a lot. You get into trouble, I think, if you're starting to bury that slider at your back foot or away from the left-handed hitters in the lineup. But just get on the fastball early and see if you can make him have to make some adjustments. It's been tough. It's been tough going. Everybody knows about it. But I think if you look at the caliber of pitching that these guys have been up against, it hasn't been easy. And again, it doesn't get any easier tonight with Wilson on the mound. But they're going to have to find a way to scratch some runs.
Outside to Ryan, 1-1. Past Brendan on the way out. He was finishing up batting practice. He said, I hope I didn't just leave it all out there. I got to get some hits going. I said, you know it, pal. Eric Wedge caught up with him for a couple of minutes. He said, I want my team to be a lot tougher. Tougher at bats. That has not been seen. That he likes seeing it. The recurrent theme. Whatever adjustments you got to make, if the old stuff's not working, go to something else that will. 2-2. I thought it was interesting. I want to see my guys tougher.
I think if that's going to be the case, you have to lean on some of your veteran guys to do that. We have some young guys in the lineup even tonight with Hackley, Smoke, Seager, and Hallman. They're trying to figure things out at this level, so you need the veteran guys, the guys that have been around, kind of set that example for them.
2-2 to Brendan Ryan. Rangers lead 1-0. Ian Kinsler leadoff home run. Pitch from Wilson, off speed pitch, check swing. Ryan 1 for 4 last night. Three and 2 here to Ryan. Fouled off. Look out. All right, his night is made. Love saving a beauty. Down low to Ryan. He's aboard.
One of those at bats you were talking about, right?
Yep.
8-pitch at bat and ends up getting a walk.
Here's Dustin Ackley. 1 for 7 on this homestand. Ackley 1 for 3 last night. Mariners trailing on the first leadoff home run Felix Hernandez has allowed in his young career. First time Ackley going against C.J. Wilson. To left field. Backs up Hamilton. He's there for the second out. C.J. Wilson, hardly a stranger to the Mariners. You remember him in his previous role as a closer. This is his 46th game against the Mariners. He's got a record of 8-4, a 4.48 ERA, and 7 saves. As a starter, this is his 9th save with a 3-2 record of 4.13, and he's beaten the Mariners twice already this year.
Yeah, it's already his 3rd start against the Mariners. 16 innings pitched coming into the game, just 3 earned runs.
The Olivo chant going. Last time we heard that, he homered. How great was that? Remember that?
That was getting started out of the King's Court, wasn't it?
Yeah. Same crew doing it. Gill batting in a 4-hole tonight. Bounces one. Beltray throws across, and that'll do it for the Mariners. They get a walk. A runner on, and he's stranded through 1. 1-0 Rangers. Have you here at the ballpark? Rally fries, get them out because the Mariners could use them. 27 scoreless innings now, dating back to last Sunday. I'm a mini Larry, the King rally fries. Gotta like it. Yes, you're on TV. Tomorrow is Mariners Beach Towel Day. Safeco Field, first 20,000 fans will take home this unique summer accessory. Mariners wrap up this series with the Rangers. Get your tickets to Mariners Beach Towel Day at Mariners.com. Batting in the fifth hole, Michael Young, the All-Star at second base tonight. Ron Washington likes to get him on the field once or twice in every series. Gives Beltre some time off at third, Kinsler some time off at second tonight. Spends most of his time as a DH.
Well, the great thing for him is Michael can play all of the positions on the infield. Started as a shortstop, moved over to second and to third. He's been everywhere. He's played some first base.
How about the other days in the All-Star game? It was the first one that he lost. It was 6-1. Center field. Here comes Gutierrez. Nice play. Goody into the glide. Comes up with the first out.
Looks like it was a knuckleball hit out to him in center field. Franklin usually gets a good jump on it, though. That's not a problem. It's easy catch for Franklin.
Michael Young's retired, a .292 hitter against Felix Hernandez. Now you bring up these girls, you gotta like it. There's Nelson Cruz. There's one dangerous hitter, folks. His .282 career against Felix with 3 home runs. Good pitch by Felix Hernandez. Cruz, 4th in home runs in the American League. The 0-2. Punches it right field. Ackley back. Can't get it. Base hit. A punch shot broken bat base hit by Nelson Cruz. Fighting off an 0-2 offer.
And it looked like a perfect pitch from Felix's pitch right on the outside corner. He's fooled on it. Just dumps it into right field. Ackley can't get back in time.
Here's Mitch Moreland. Leadoff homer by Ian Kinsler. The difference early on here in this ballgame. Fouled off by Mitch Moreland, first baseman tonight. Moreland 0 for 4 last evening. Did not play in the opener. Rangers won the first game 5-0 behind Derek Holland. They win last night behind Colby Lewis 4-0. Ackley, chance for 2. There's 1. Ryan back to Smoke. They get the double dip. Nicely turned. A 4-6-3. And Felix and the Mariners are out of it. Top of the second inning. We're going to be running some guests through here, and you're going to enjoy hearing from some of the members of the 0-1 team. Greatest team in Mariner history. That's all starting right after this timeout. Friday, July 29th. Mariners meet the Rays in that game. And listen to the names of the guys who are going to be here. Greatest in Seattle Supersonic history. Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Gus Williams, Jack Sikma, Spencer Haywood, Hersey Hawkins, George Carlin Moore, and Kevin Calabro will do the MC honors. Get your tickets at mariners.com. We are pleased to have with us in the booth Brett Boone, the 01 Ball Club, as we look at Justin Polk. Good to see you, pal. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. What's it like to get back with the fellas here? It's 10th anniversary.
It was pretty cool because you don't get to, you keep in touch with a few guys here and there, and you'll see other guys at events. But it was nice to see some guys that I haven't seen in actually 10 years. And last night,
wow.
Getting the stories going, and after dinner, and next thing I know, it's 11 and it's time for me to go to bed. Lou's got everybody laughing. So, it was a fun. It was a special team. I've said it a million times,
sure.
And it was just neat getting everybody back together.
I know you've been in town a number of different times, but you're back at the ballpark for the first time in a while. That had to be kind of nice for you. Nice reception when you came out of the dugout.
Yeah, it is nice. This is it's kind of my home, and I pull for these guys every day, and it's been a tough sledding for a few years, but hopefully they can get it back on track. We had, I have nothing but good memories about this place.
What memory in particular jumps out at you from 01? From, as you know, now you're 10 years, it's behind you, and now you're looking back. Pick out a couple things.
Well, I don't know if there's a particular thing. I remember going into that season thinking, winning games is not about chemistry. I never believed in chemistry. I believed in, you get good players and you play the game right, and that's how you win. Until 2001. And that was just a different team than I've ever been on. I mean, you'd walk into that clubhouse, and it was just all 25 guys with completely different personalities, just gelled, and we walked out of that field. I can't explain it to people, but there was just that feeling like the other team knew they were going to lose. And I can't explain it. It's just, it was a weird thing, and everybody could just kind of look at each other and just know. The only thing that, you look back, and the only thing you regret is how did we not finish the deal that year. But, we got beat by a great Yankee team, and we didn't play our best. But, they'll never be able to take away the 116 from us.
So true. Adam Kennedy fouls on off to stay alive. 1-2, 1 out. Brett Boone with us here in the booth as we celebrate 10th anniversary. Great accomplishment of 116 wins by the 2001 Mariner Ball Club.
Do you ever reflect back on when you became a free agent with San Diego? You and I had spoke a couple times over the course of the winter because you were thinking about obviously coming back to Seattle.
That one's thrown away by C.J. Wilson. Beltre wanted to take that himself, but C.J. Wilson got in his way and throws it away. And the Mariners benefit. They get Kennedy all the way to second base.
All right, Mike. I was watching a play. What was the question?
You want to break it down for us?
Break it down.
The question was, is you were finishing up in San Diego, and from what I can remember, I know that your knee was bothering and you missed a number of games. I think it was almost 2 months becoming a free agent. And we had talked a few times about coming back to Seattle because a lot of people may not know, but you started here before you went on to Cincinnati and Atlanta. San Diego, coming back with Lou and all that, and you had some options, and all of a sudden you end up coming back here. And, for you, obviously, at that point, you needed to have a good year, no question about that. And what were your thought process going through that situation and coming back to Seattle when you had other options?
Well, it was 2000, and I was having a real good power number wise for the first half of 2000. I think I had over 60 RBIs, over 15 home runs at the break, and then I had that knee problem crop up on me, and kind of had a discussion. I had an option on my contract, and it was just kind of assumed in San Diego that, listen, we're in last place, it'll be picked up. All of a sudden the season ends and it's not picked up, and I'm sitting there going, uh-oh. I think a lot of other teams knew that I had missed the last 6 weeks of the season and were wondering, why didn't they pick up his option? What's going on? What's wrong with Brett's knee? So it was kind of, we went out there, I had a discussion with my agent. It's like, let's go out and find a team that we think that can contend, a 1-year deal, and let's go play like hell. And ended up being the greatest thing ever for me in my career.
Tell folks what you're doing these days.
I am driving a lot.
He's a coach.
I'm driving a lot. I coach my son's team. I follow my daughter's volleyball team. I have twin boys that are just starting sports, and I take them all to school and pick them all up.
Good deal.
That's what I do. Occasionally golf and try to get in the gym once in a while.
There you go. That's not bad. Not a bad existence.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. Hey, what do you think of this King's Court out here for Felix? Have you seen this? This is the first time you've seen this, right?
That's the first thing. Yeah. Oh, and he's got his whole section. That's pretty cool. I didn't have that section.
Yeah, they just started that. They got Kennedy hung up. He gets back safely. Torrey Alba does not throw it. 3-1 to count to Gutierrez.
He had 45,000 strong every night. Kaboom.
Yeah, that's those were unbelievable days. I mean, to come to the ballpark and you come on a Monday night and we could be playing the last place team.
Didn't matter.
And you come out to warm up 6:45, you could just hear that buzz. It was buzzing already, and I mean there wasn't an empty seat in the house. And for quite a few years, it was like that. And this city, that's why I love this city so much. And if you get back on the right track, this place is electric, and it can be just a wonderful, wonderful place to play.
3-2 to Gutierrez. Good crowd on hand here tonight. 30,551. Looks like we have about the same here tonight. Payoff pitch coming to Goody. Keep this at bat alive. Get a chance to watch some games on TV on occasion?
I do on occasion, but I haven't seen that many. I've seen a few. I like what I see. I haven't seen Pineda that much, but I saw him his first start. The first time I saw him pitch, I said, this guy's got obviously electric stuff.
Yeah.
He's throwing 98 miles an hour. I said, yeah, but I want to watch him a few times because, nowadays especially, there's a lot of guys throwing 95, 96, 97.
He couldn't hold up.
And as everybody knows, as Mike knows, it doesn't matter how hard you throw, it's if you can locate. And I watched it. He located that game and dominated. Then it was a couple weeks later, I just was flipping through the channels, happened he'd be pitching again. I said, I want to see him do it again. And he did it again. I said, ooh, this kid might be something special.
He hasn't been here long, but have you had a chance to see Dustin Ackley play second base at all?
I haven't seen him. I've seen a few at bats, but I haven't seen him play second base pretty much at all. I got things to do.
Well, I understand that. I know that. I know that.
Here's Kyle Seager.
Well, the hope is that he will be the next Brett Boone here as far as the second base position goes. And there's been a lot put on him. He's obviously rushed to the big leagues, being a first-round pick and all of that. It's a new position for him also. But I've been impressed with him. The little bit that he's played. Fortunately for him also, he was able to get off to a good start, but he can do a lot of different things.
I mean, Mike, and you were together when I first came up.
Right.
You know how tough it was for me and the pressure I put on myself, and got off to a tough start in the big leagues. My first 2 months were not, I saw when he came up tonight, he's hitting 290 or something.
Right.
Me and you remember sitting in our lockers. I was hitting 197 after the first 2 months, going, wait a minute, what happened? And people were telling me, this is the big leagues, kid. But it's good to see him get off to a great start. And to put that pressure on him, you don't have to live up to anyone else. I mean, I remember coming up to the big leagues, and I never thought I had to replace anybody. I was just me, and I was going to play my game and do the best job I can. And I think, he's probably, the fact that he's handling it well and doing well this early, he's probably not worrying about living up to what I did or what somebody before me did. He's just going to be Dustin Ackley.
2-1 to Kyle Seager. There's Dustin. Kyle and Dustin, North Carolina teammates. 2 outs with Adam Kennedy at second base. 3-1 to count. Lou looks good.
He does look good.
Yeah, looked like he lost about 20 pounds.
He's actually gained weight since I've seen him.
Is that right?
I was talking to him. I saw him at the bat dinner this winter, and he was actually slimmer than he is now.
No kidding.
Yeah, but he does. He looks great. He looks really good, and I think I've had I've had last couple of days. I've done a few interviews with Lou, and we've had a couple car rides together. Got to catch up, and
it's great.
He's really happy being at home. He said he doesn't miss having the uniform on. He said, I had a great run, but he's happy at home, and he does a little. He does some work for the San Francisco Giants, and he said he's a happy camper. So
good for him. But
he's a great guy.
He's going to be up here a little bit later. Yeah, I looked at. He's 60. He'll be 68 in August. And
yeah,
very impressed.
Yeah,
good guy.
Great guy.
What was your relationship like when you first started with Lou?
Who's been telling you? We didn't get off on the best foot. Lou and myself had it out several times, and ended up I got traded at the end of '93, and everybody thought that Lou and myself were at odds, but by then we were actually buddies. Seattle needed a young catcher, and Cincinnati needed a young little infielder. So Danny Wilson and myself switched, and as far as I was concerned, there was no hard feelings. That was business.
Right.
That was the game. I left on good terms with Lou, and I came back, and the second experience was unbelievable. We came very close, and it was a different relationship at that time. I'd been in the big leagues for 8 or 9 years, and we had a very strong mutual respect. And to this day, he's my favorite all time.
If I'm not mistaken, I know that Pat Gillick is the one that brought you in here, but Lou is the one that asked for you, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
That's what I heard also.
I believe so.
Here's Greg Hallman. A couple of men on. Aaron's trying to score for the first time since last Sunday in the first inning. They've gone 27 scoreless innings. Hall of Fame resume. Lou Piniella. And that's just what he did here with the Mariners. Great job in Cincinnati, winning a World Series. 1-0 to Hallman. Fouls it out of play, 1-1. Who hadn't you seen of the group that showed up? I mean, a couple of guys maybe you haven't seen since the last day of the 0-1 season.
I haven't seen a Llama in a long time. Haven't seen. Got a chance to catch up with Tom Lampkin. Hadn't seen Al Martin. It's probably since. Well, he was in Tampa, so we played against him in early 2000s. But a lot of the guys I hadn't seen in a while.
How long has it been since you've seen Macklemore?
Last time I saw Mac, he was doing something on the field when I was playing. So it's been...
Yeah, he's been doing the pre and post for the Rangers.
For the Rangers. That's the last time I saw him. So it's been a while since seen Mac, and it was good to catch up with all those guys.
1-1 to Greg Hallman.
One of the things that I didn't realize about that team, Brett, because I was looking at a lot of the numbers today. But Mac, everybody talks about him being the utility guy. He had over 400 at-bats that year. He played all over the place.
He played a lot. Guillen was hurt a little bit that year. He played a lot of short. Played a lot of third, left, right, center. When they give each a day off, he'd play. If they gave me a day off, he'd play second. He was everywhere. Mac was a huge part of that team, a huge piece to that puzzle. As were so many guys that, didn't necessarily have the huge numbers, but behind the scenes were big, huge contributors.
Brett, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. All the best. Enjoy the festivities here. Brett Boone joining us here. 1-0 Texas, end of 2. Kinsler leadoff home run. Right now, time for AT&T trivia question. How many defensive positions did Mark McLemore play for the 01 Mariners? 6, 7, 8, or 9? Text ABC or D to 95323.
I'll go with 7.
You just mentioned a bunch of it. Booney just mentioned a bunch.
Yeah, I'm going to take out the pitcher and the catcher part of it.
I'll go. You got 7? All right.
Yeah.
For giggles, I'll go 6. Boy, Miguel Olivo got drilled on that one. Torrealba can relate to his pain.
See if it hits him on the point of his shoulder. Yeah, it does. Just gets a piece of the padding. Right on the point of the shoulder. That will hurt anybody.
Good news, he's smiling through the pain. And easily one of the toughest hombres I've ever been around. Baseball, football, basketball at the highest levels. That's a jolt.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when they used to have the chest protectors, but it would go all the way across the shoulders and have like a flap on both sides of it.
Kurt Suzuki has it.
Yeah, and guys started to get away from that because just wanted to be freed up to be able to throw the baseball. And the problem with it is you'll take some shots like that from time to time.
See Miguel talking to Torrealba. Uravit has been there as well, and Uravit giving him a little time. Shake it off. And a great addition to this ball club, tied with Smoke with 12 home runs to lead the ball club. The 0-1. We're good to see Brett Boone. And we're going to have some more guys coming through here. Lou Piniella among them. Alex Hernandez with 1 strikeout tonight. Fans wearing their jerseys and their shirts here, representing that 0-1 ball club. Torrealba went 1 for 4 last night. 1 for 4 in the first game. Breaking ball. Got him. He knew it too. One down. That's the second strikeout for Felix tonight.
And it looks like Felix has everything working for him. Hard curveball just buckles Torrealba.
Former Mariner Andy Chavez. Andy 1 for 3 last night. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly. Ron Washington proud of his club last night. As you know, they can bang the ball around the yard as well as anybody. But he said, hey, we play the game that's presented to us. And that they did. A first inning and a second inning sac fly. Another one in the 8th. And an RBI single in that 8th inning from Michael Young. And then outstanding pitching from Colby Lewis. It was 8 2/3 of 4-hit shutout baseball. Felix ahead 0-2. Slap down to Smoke. Felix covering. 2 down. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar. Brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap it up tomorrow, this brief homestand coming out of the All-Star break, and then the longest road trip of the year. Toronto, Boston, and New York coming up. And then the Tampa Bay Rays will be in town. This will be their second visit to Seattle. They'll be followed by the Oakland Athletics, and then we'll be into August. We'll be in a stretch drive this season.
Yeah.
Be starting to tilt towards empty, towards the end. Kinsler homered on a 1-1 pitch, lead off the ballgame, headed into the Ranger bullpen. Two no. 3-0. there for a strike. 3-1. Kinsler, the everyday second baseman, DHing tonight. It's another strike. 3-2.
Well, good news. Here we are, 2 outs in the 3rd inning, and Felix so far 31 pitches, 23 strikes. Need to hold down this Ranger offense. They don't have anybody better to do it than Felix Hernandez, and right now it looks like he's going to be able to pitch deep into this game.
Swing and a miss, and Kinsler's gone. 3rd strikeout for Felix. A 1-2-3 3rd. Kinsler counted for the only run with the leadoff homer. Felix finding it right now in the 3rd inning. To the home 3rd we go. Mariners looking for some runs. It's 1-0 Texas. My brothers to get tickets for Philly fries. Okay, the Mariners. Hey, whatever it takes to get some runs on the board. 28 innings scoreless for the Mariners, dating back to last Sunday. Ichiro, Ryan, and Ackley 1, 2, and 3 here in the 3rd. The Sheriff Norm Charlton joins us right now. What's going on, big fella?
That's it, guys. Just enjoying this celebration. Nice to be back in the town. Clear skies.
How long has it been for you? How long has it been since you've been here?
Halloween.
Halloween?
I don't remember much about Halloween.
Norm was the bullpen coach back in 08. Of course, great stint here. A couple of stints here as reliever. There's Ichiro bouncing one to Michael Young. Throws him out. 1 down. Ichiro 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for his last 12.
You enjoy the last day and a half?
Absolutely. I got here Wednesday. So, you know, I still know tons of people in the area. Got to see a bunch of old friends, got to cruise around. Go place I hadn't been in a while. Yeah, it's awesome. I love this place. It just rains too much for me.
Well, I understand. We've been complaining about that, too, especially this summer. And I know you've been out on your fishing boat a lot.
Absolutely.
So have you been able to keep in touch with a lot of the guys, or are you seeing some of them for the first time in a long time?
Yeah, I've seen some of them for the first time in 10 years. Wow. I mean, you know, keep in touch with probably half of them. Right. Jay, you know, all those guys. But some of them I hadn't seen forever.
Good to see them?
Absolutely. You know, you sit back and as good as the 2001 season was, it kind of becomes a blur. You know, you don't remember this story and that story, and you know, you sit down with Al Martin, and Charles Gibson, and Rude, and Willie, and those guys, and they start telling stories, and then Lou and Maddie start telling stories. You're like, man, I forgot all that stuff. It was cool too. I mean, it was fun stuff.
Right. This guy, Dave, is a medical miracle, and I say this because, and I believe it was '95. But in '95, I remember sitting in the training room after one of the games, and Norm had pitched every day, it seemed like for a month. He looks at me and he goes, "You better go tell Rick to schedule my surgery for off season." And then I see him walking out there with his 2001 team 6 years later. He's still going. By the way, I think he had that surgery too.
Yeah, I had a couple of them. That's called tricking them.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. And then I didn't know. I knew you had a good year, but I looked at your numbers: 47 innings pitched, 48 strikeouts that year in 2001.
You know what's most impressive about that?
You walked, 11 guys or something?
No, I was the number 2 lefty behind Arthur Rhodes. I mean, I was having a good year, and I'm like, Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm having a pretty darn good year here. And
Arthur was sick that year.
Arthur's been sick for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
It's a shame to see him on the other side.
Yeah, it is. It is. But, I mean, it's just amazing to me. I started thinking about that and laughing. And so that's the reason why I had to go back and check on your numbers. Like, how much did he actually pitch in 2001? You know, my memory's drawn to blank. Let me go look. But he did a lot of work, though.
Yeah, 47 games for a guy that was like 60 years old. That's not bad.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that bullpen a little bit.
I mean, I'm the second lefty. Cause is our closer. They got Jeff Nelson and Arthur Rhodes having sick years. We got Paniagua down there, Franklin down there. You know, it's when you look at the numbers that we put up, they put up, pretty special. Hard for Lou to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Here's a look at what 3 of these guys did during that year. Very impressive. 1-1 here to act.
You know, Lou picks up the phone. He gets a little confused and gets the wrong guy up. Still wasn't the wrong guy.
Right.
I mean, it still worked. So, the years guys had down there was, hard to make a mistake. I mean, it's hard to make a mistake with that lineup.
Yeah.
Stick with us for another half inning here. The Sheriff, Norm Charlton, with us. Mariners are retired 1-2-3. The scoreless streak now at 29. The fans do. 53% they go with B7. Survey says correct answer is 6. Wow, I get that one right. That was a stab.
No room for him to pitch.
Yeah, right? No room.
I took the pitching and the catching out of it. I went with 7. Yeah. I can't believe he didn't get over to first at least once. Tough to get Olerud out of there, though.
Norm Charlton with us as we celebrate the 2001 Mariner Ball Club that won 116 games. Here's Elvis Andrus to lead it off for Texas. Strike one to Felix, from Felix.
Hey, since I've been here, they've asked me about team chemistry about 100 times.
Yeah. And your answer is what?
20-4. 20-4 in April. You know what that does for team chemistry?
That'll help a little bit. Winning always does.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah.
What you got a couple more? I mean, a couple of moments in that 47 innings that you threw. Maybe a couple of big outs that you got. Maybe a couple punch outs of some big 3-4 type hitters late in games.
I don't remember any of that. I just remember the whole. I mean, when you go through that, you're having so much fun. It's a blur. I mean, the stadium was packed. Fans were having fun, but they weren't having nearly as 95.
Right.
You know how much fun everybody had in 95. We had way more fun inside the clubhouse.
Way more fun than 95.
No, we had way more fun inside the clubhouse
inside the club. Okay.
than the fans in the city had. I mean, 2001, 95 and 2001, the city's going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's excited. We had a lot of fun in that clubhouse.
Nice. Got a Lou story
He has a bunch of them.
that you can tell on family TV?
All right, it's 1-0 in the third.
Here's Josh Hamilton with a man on. That is smoked to center field and deep. Gutierrez going back, and he makes a catch as he dives out there in the track. And retreating all the way back to first base is Andrus. Slicing drive off the bat of Josh Hamilton, and Gutierrez ran it down. Nice play.
Still playing pretty good defense.
Yes, he is. Looks like he's healthy when you watch him out there in center field, and he makes this catch all the time if it stays in the ballpark. It's rare to see it hit the outfield grass.
It's a beautiful thing if you're a pitcher.
Talked to you a lot about the 2001 team and 95, and you and I have gone back and forth on that. But the one thing I've never asked you is the way the season ended in 2001. I know for me it was my first year doing the post game, and so I got to watch a lot of the games. And I think I probably took things for granted a little bit. I just expected you guys just to boat race right through it. And I know that, having played the game, I know it doesn't work that way. Yeah. But you just get so caught up into the momentum that you guys had created.
Yeah, we had a lot of momentum. And, I mean, with the situation we had with our country, New York had tons of momentum. They were going to be a hard team to beat no matter what we did. Their emotions were high, and the stadium was packed, and they couldn't go anywhere. And they went into stadiums where people booed them normally, and they got standing ovations.
Yeah, good point.
And they're a pretty good ball club back then.
Yeah.
We ran up against Clement, Pettit, I don't remember who else, but kind of disappointing, really disappointing. I mean, we were very, very proud of the 116 games in the regular season.
And you should be.
Yeah, and you should be. But I think all the guys are fairly disappointed in the fact that, we didn't bring a World Series to this city, a World Series title, and that we don't have a ring to show for it.
Right.
But beautiful game of baseball. That's the way it works.
That is the way it works. And then because you've been in the postseason probably more than anybody that's been on that club, and there's no guarantees in it.
None.
I know you're fortunate, and you won a World Series championship with the Reds, and you just kind of grind your way through it. That 95 club. I mean, you talk about momentum. We had a lot of momentum going into the postseason, and hey.
Yeah, tons of momentum going into the postseason in 95. We go to New York, get beat twice, and, refuse to lose and all that. We come back here, win 3 games, and by the time we got to Cleveland, man, we just beat up.
Right.
Beat up, we're out, out of gas. And 2001, we set ourselves up. I mean, we clinched in June, seemed like.
Yeah.
Oakland won 102 games, and they got boat raced. We clinched, August 9th?
Wow.
Something ridiculous.
August 9th.
I think it was August 9th.
I heard a number today that I just started laughing when I heard it as I was driving the bus. No, I don't think you do. The road record.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
59 and 22 on the road?
Better road record than a home record. And 70 games above 500.
Than anybody's home record. You had a better road record than anybody's home record that year. Think about that. That's ridiculous.
Beer was cold.
Yeah. Hey, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it had to be.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
It was an absolute blast.
Well, the thing I like, too, when I watch you guys, that bond, that accomplishment that you guys, I mean, that's something that you're always going to have.
Yep. That team, the things that went on in our clubhouse and the way things went down and everything that happened and the way we played. I mean, really, I know the words to some Nelly songs.
You're really?
Because we played Nelly after every win. We can do karaoke with Nelly right now, and just the stuff that happened. And trust me, Cameron knows country music, and we know salsa, and
nice.
It's just the stuff that happened in that clubhouse.
Did you guys? Were you guys a bunch that would stick around for a long time after games?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 1-2 strikes, run it goes. Beltre swings. Here's Ackley. Makes the grab and throws him out for the second out.
I just, to me, just looking at the rosters and looking at the numbers, getting ready for this thing today, Norma, you forget sometimes just how many really good players were on that club. I mean, you're talking about guys that, maybe Hall of Famers, definitely multi-all-star guys, MVPs of the league. I mean, you name it, World Series champions already. It really is an impressive group as you take a look at. There's the offense. I mean, that lineup is something, and it was a lot of fun to kind of go back and just try to remember all that stuff. 10 years. Ago, it was a lot of fun.
Manager, coaching staff, GM, the accomplishments and the things that were done in the 2001 season.
How much different was Lou in that season than he was when you were back and you won the World Series with the Reds with him?
A little bit more relaxed. And, like we were talking off the air a minute ago, hard to make a mistake with that bullpen in the lineup.
Yeah.
Okay, you take the 8 guy and put him second. Oh, okay, we're going to win again.
Right.
Obviously it mattered, but hard to make a mistake with that lineup.
Pretty good defensive club, too. That gets lost in the shuffle when you talk about the pitching and some of the offensive years, the year that Brett had, and Ichiro coming over as a rookie and all that stuff. But those guys could play some defense.
Look at our pitchers' ERAs and look what happened with our pitching staff and the kind of years that guys like me had. That's our defense. That's our defense. Pretty good.
Felix is going to get out of this. Throws out Michael Young. Sheriff, good to see you, pal. All the best. You're looking good, kid.
Thank you very much.
Hang in there, man.
Norman, pleasure, bud.
All mine, Michael.
Norm Charlton joining us here in the booth. It's 1-0 Texas.
Lead over the Mariners as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Tom Glasgow with you at Safeco Field. Good to have you with us. Northwest Forge Sports Desk. Let's check in on the second place team in the AL West, the Angels in Oakland, taking on the A's. 2-0 Halos in the first game of a doubleheader in the 7th inning. Eric Ibar blasting the rainbow shot to right. Halos go up 3-0. They go on to win game 1 4-2, but the A's bounce back and take game 2 by a 4-3 score. Let's send it back to the booth.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Here's Miguel Olivo. Lead it off against C.J. Wilson. All right, what do you say? Mike, it ends right here, 29.
I'm in. Let's do it.
29 consecutive scoreless innings by the Mariners. Ties the club record, 29 scoreless innings.
Well, Miguel's out to a good start here, 2-0 count. He's done that himself a couple of times this year where he's hit home runs, either to break his own streak or to get the Mariners back on track. Maybe he can do something here.
2-0. Popped it right towards the line. Cruz coming over. And just out of room. Last time the Mariners hit a run like this, 29 scoreless innings. June 7th through the 11th back in 04. Couldn't hold up, 2-2. One of the things the Mariners have to contend with C.J. Wilson after seeing Tim Lincecum excel with a changeup in the World Series. CJ's made a point to try to use it a lot. That might have been it right there. Strikeout of Olivo. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts now for CJ Wilson. Total of 5 in the ballgame. Tomorrow, Mariners and Rangers wrap up this AL West showdown. You future stars 14 and under, you're invited to come and run around the bases thanks to Key Bank. Get your tickets to Mariners and Rangers tomorrow. Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. Justin Smoke rounded out to Beltre his first time up.
Right now, Dave, this club is desperate to have 1 or 2 guys get hot. And you go up and down their lineup, guys are just struggling. We've talked a lot about momentum tonight because of the 2001 team and what those guys created here in the city. But offensively, it can go the other way on you, too. And you just need to get a couple of guys to get things going. And hopefully it'll filter down your lineup. Justin can certainly be one of those.
1-1 pitch. A changeup. Beltre, and they scoop by Moreland for the second out. CJ Wilson, 6 in a row retired since giving up a walk to Seager with 2 outs in the second.
Next pitch will be number 60 for CJ. Throw a lot of pitches back in the second inning, but he's settled down.
Adam Kennedy with an infield hit, and CJ Wilson fielded and threw it away. And the error resulted with Kennedy getting to second base. Mariners had 2 on in the second, couldn't score. Hamilton will put this away, and that's 30 consecutive innings without scoring a run. That is a team record for futility. 1-0 Texas. Year Budweiser will donate $100 to Folds of Honor for every home run hit in Major League Baseball. Visit Facebook.com/Budweiser to see how you can help support our nation's heroes. 1-0 Texas Rangers on a leadoff home run by Ian Kinsler. As we begin the top of the 5th inning, it'll be Felix Hernandez against Nelson Cruz. And we are thrilled to have Lou Piniella join us. You say, Lou, how
Thank you,
are
Dave. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Mike.
Mr. Piniella, good to see you.
Nice seeing both of you. Yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful place to do a ball game from.
Oh, yes, it is. It's the best in the business. Felix the 0-1 to Cruz, miss outside. Good to have you back. What kind of emotions you going through here?
Well, it was great coming back. Every time I come here, I enjoy myself immensely, and I reminisce a lot about all the great times, all the great players we had here, the great teams, and the wonderful city of Seattle. It's a special place. I mean, I started in the Kingdom and came over here to Safeco, and 10 years went by relatively quick, but it was really, really fun. I've always been appreciative of the support that we got here.
Have you been able to, because now obviously living cross country in Florida, to keep up some of the relationships that you've had here in Seattle? Because I know you met a lot of people here, a lot of great people.
A lot of people. This is a wonderful city and wonderful, wonderful people in this town. A lot of friendships. I like the restaurants in this town a lot. We've been around a couple times already. And,
believe me, they like you too. As Felix strikes out Cruz.
Boy, Felix has got good electric stuff tonight, doesn't he?
He does. He has it all working tonight.
4 strikeouts. The only blemish, the leadoff homer by Ian Kinsler. How do you like his section out there at the King's Court, out in left field with all the gold shirts?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It really is. Look, this is as nice a ballpark as there is in the big leagues. We just got to figure out as an organization how we can get this thing back to winning some baseball games with more regularity and get more people in here.
Here.
Because I'll tell you, the fans will come.
Yes.
You put a good product on the field and you win some baseball games, they'll come, no question.
Well, I know celebrating the 2001 team and the 116 wins and how electric that season was. They were 45,000 every night in this place.
Yeah, we filled it up. It really, they just gave us so much support and so much love. They made it tough on the opposition coming in here. This city here, it's a little more quiet than, let's say, back east like Philadelphia or New York or Boston. But I'll tell you what, when they get into it, they get into it here too pretty good.
I asked Norm. Norm was on before you came in, and because Norm was with you in Cincinnati. And I asked him, I said, I know what Lou was like, in 93 when he showed up here and getting through the 95 thing and all of that, and the amount of fire that he brought. So I can't imagine what he was like in Cincinnati. How was he when you guys were winning every single night? Did he calm down?
Well, I'll tell you what, I probably expanded too much energy.
Yeah.
I wish I had been a little more tranquil, but that was my personality. I was that way as a player. The last few managers I played for at the big league level were that way. Billy Martin was my mentor. And, you got to be yourself. But, I think if I had to do it all over again, all the things I've learned, I would have been a heck of a lot more quiet, believe me.
Well, and I tell people all the time, when you came here, Lou, in 93 and having to turn this organization around, there was so much work to be done. And you had some great players, obviously, with Junior and Edgar and Jay and Randy and that whole thing. But just looking at that group that went out with you today, what a professional group of people to come to work with you every single day.
Never had a problem all year. These guys were a model of consistency. They were dedicated to going out and winning baseball games. They were professional. And Pat Gillick said it before the ball game, but they really executed well.
Yeah.
Mike, I mean, if you needed the ball hit behind the runner, that was done. If you needed to lay down a bunt, that was done. If Edgar had to hit a ball out of the ballpark or Buhner, that was done. I mean, and the pitching, they didn't walk many hitters. We had a solid bullpen from the left and right side. I mean, truthfully, you didn't have to be a very good manager to manage that group. That's for sure.
What are you doing these days?
I live in Tampa, and I do a little consulting work for the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
And I go to the Trop over there in St. Petersburg. In fact, the Mariners are coming in there in August, so I'll get a chance to watch them. But, I keep my foot in the door a little bit, and I play some golf. I do some fishing, and I enjoy my family down in Florida. I mean, I thank God that I've still got good health and I can do some things.
You look terrific. You lost some weight since the last time I saw you.
Well, I lost weight. I actually
lost about 30 pounds. Got down to about 215, and now I'm back up to about 221 or so. But you know, I used to ride bike a lot, and it's 93, 94, 95 every day with humidity.
Yeah.
So the bike stays in the garage a little bit. And that cold beer tastes a heck of a lot better.
Baby, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
How's your handicap?
My handicap is I'm about a 12. And I'm not really playing to it, but for the first time last week, I took a couple lessons working on my short game, my chipping, sand trap, and those sort of things, because that's really where I struggle. I struggle with that part of the game more than I do the long irons and the middle irons and the full swings. How about your golf game?
Non-existent. 4 kids are all busy.
Oh, okay.
So stick with us. One more half inning. Lou Piniella joining us here. Texas leading 1-0 over the Mariners. Sports is brought to you by AT&T. By Budweiser, official beer, the Thirst Inning. Great times are on deck. Grab some buds. By the Jeep brand, we don't just make SUVs, we make history. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax. Former Mariner manager Lou Piniella with us in the booth here as the Mariners try to end this 30 innings of consecutive non-scoring innings. It's been that bad, Lou. We haven't scored since last Sunday, first inning.
It's kind of frustrating. It's frustrating for the players. It's frustrating for the fans. I know it makes your guys' jobs a lot tougher up here. You want some action, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Goody, base hit, left field. Good start. Gutierrez to be followed by Kyle Seager.
Gutierrez is a nice athletic center fielder.
Lou, he can cover some ground.
Yeah, he's fun to watch play out there. He really is.
And Franklin missed basically all of spring training. The first part of the year he'd been sick and trying to find his swing and get back into it. So hopefully here in the second half, he's somebody that can certainly help him. But he made a nice running catch earlier in the game off of Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, I thought that ball was out of the park when it was hit. And then said, no, it's safe, go field.
That's right.
The ball carries here for whatever, a lot better out there in right field and right center field.
There's Kyle Seager. Slicing drive to left field, backing up Hamilton. Makes the catch. Gutierrez about halfway. No throw. One out.
I enjoyed listening to you in your press conference today, and I got a chuckle out of you when you were talking with Pat Gillick and saying you could always use one more pitcher and one more hitter. and the reason why I bring that up is because going into spring training in 2001, with the club that you had, Brent was new, you had Ichiro new, an unknown. I mean, you had some ideas, but what were your expectations of the club that year?
Well, we knew that we had a nice professional ball club, experienced ball club. We knew that we had some versatility, that our bench could do some things. But truthfully, when you, over a period of 2 or 3 years, you lose a Griffey, you lose an Alex Rodriguez, my gosh, I mean, you're wondering how are you going to score enough runs to sustain this thing. In spring training, we basically let the players play. We didn't try to win baseball games. And I think we finished slightly below 500. But we got out of spring training in good shape, and then the season starts, and before you know it, we're 20-5 in April.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good indication.
20.
And then follow up with a 20-7 May, and you're 40-12. 28 games over 500. And now, as a manager and coaching staff, you're saying to yourself, well, look, 28 over 500 will win this thing. Let's just maintain. And before you know it, we're 40 over, then 50 over, and 60 over, and 70 over. It was unbelievable. I know this, that these guys could really, really play, Mike. I mean, they could really execute. They were selective at home plate. You put on a hit and run, the ball was hit. You had to get a guy over. The guy did the job. It was unbelievable, and you know, it's a shame. I mean, we won 116 games, and we were sent home in the second round of the playoffs. But it was a great season. It really was. It was a lot of fun for me and the staff, and for the fans here. There's 40,000 people at the ballpark every night.
I can remember it was my first year doing some post-game work and watching that club and coming down into the clubhouse, and I was amazed that, as you mentioned, the team's off to such a great start, and you're rolling into June, July, and you still, I mean, you had to yank guys out of the line if they showed up and they wanted to play every single day.
They didn't want to be rested. Skip, you trying to win tonight? And you know what was amazing about that team, though? You know, after the ball game, the manager gets stuck with the interviews. Sometimes the GM will come in afterwards, maybe an owner or two, and before you know it, it's an hour and 15, 20 minutes after a ball game. And you'd leave, and you'd look in the clubhouse, and there'd be 7 or 8 guys having a cold beer, talking baseball.
Nice.
And I'd just sit down with them, and thank God there were no cell phones at that time, because my wife would have rang them off the hook. But let me tell you, they're a very professional bunch, and my gosh, I mean, they could have managed themselves.
And the other thing, too, that a lot of people forget about it, everybody remembers Ichiro and Booney and Cameron and those guys. But when you look at your bench, I mean, you had Lampkin as your backup catcher.
Throw it down to second. There you go. Holman strikes out. Gutierrez is safe at second with his 5th stolen base, 2 outs here in the 5th.
Then I was looking at the numbers today, and you had Stan Javier and Mark McLemore had over 400 at-bats for you.
Wonderful season. You know, he ended up the season playing shortstop on an everyday basis. That astounded me.
Yeah.
And he did a really, really nice professional job at it. Yeah, I mean, we had so much versatility. I mean, we had the young guy Gibson. Now, he didn't hit much, but boy, any place you put him in the outfield, he reminds me of the young guy that the Rays have out there in right field, Sam Fuld. Yeah, I mean, he's got a great glove and good speed, and he works hard, and he catches everything at either outfield position. So, yeah, and Javier was a hitter, and we had Norm and Rhodes from the left side. We had Paniagua and Nelson from the right side. We had the Japanese closer and Sasaki. I mean, we had all the weapons, and our team didn't beat itself, Mike.
Yeah.
The other team had to beat you. You know, it's a good situation. And now you start winning, and you get used to winning, and now you expect to win, and this thing just compounds itself. Oh, there's a base hit.
Here comes a possible run. Goody coming around, the throw's way offline. The Mariners have scored and tied the game at 1-1. It's the first Mariner run since last Sunday when Adam Kennedy delivered a 2-run single. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the 5th. Ichiro with the RBI is 24th. And for Ichiro, he had been on a down. That ends an 0 for 14 for Ichiro.
Well, we talked about it. The Mariners running out a lot of young players, so you need some of the veterans to come through. Ichiro with a solid base hit into left center field, squares it up. And Franklin Gutierrez, another one of the veterans, hopefully will play a lot here in the second half, ends up scoring a run for the Mariners and breaks a long streak. We might have to keep you in the booth now, Lou. You broke a pretty good streak there for these guys.
Hey, Lou.
I like to see hitting, Mike. You know that.
I know.
I mean, we worked together for a long time.
Yeah.
I love to see guys get up there and take a good solid pass at the ball and make some things happen.
Here's Brendan Ryan. Andy Chavez on the case, makes the catch. Lou, all the best. God bless. You look terrific. I'm happy for you.
Wonderful.
It's great to see you again, Lou.
It was great back in Seattle, being back, and nice doing a little work with you guys up here.
Good to see you.
Have a great summer. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you, Lou. Be well. The great Lou Piniella joining us here. The Mariners have tied it up. They scored a run. It's 1-1 into 5.
Is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
So the Mariners have put a run on the board here as we celebrate the 2001 Mariner Ball Club that won 116 games, a Major League record. So that run by the Mariners, that stops the run of Texas. Their pitching staff had a stretch of 31 innings going back to their final game in Oakland on the 10th of July. So 3 straight games plus 4 innings here. So Ichiro knocking in the run, and he ends an 0 for 14 with that base hit. There's a solid smack off the bat of Andy Chavez. Lead off the 6th inning. Ron Washington likes the run. Chavez 6 for 6 in base stealing. Got a good hitter in Kinsler, who's 1 for 2. He led off the game with a home run. Look, Lou Piniella looks fabulous, doesn't he?
He looks great, and that's good to see. I have to quantify too when I say relaxed in the 2001 season. Most people think he's just sitting over there. No. That means that he's not ranting and raving 4 out of the 9 innings that's going on. You can tell he's still. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you could see him light up. Seeing a solid base hit. He loves that kind of stuff. And a lot of people don't know about Lewis. I mean, he had when I was playing here, he had Lee Elia helping him with the hitting. Lee was the hitting coach and did a lot of work. But Lou would get out there and get in the cages with you too from time to time.
There goes Chavez, hit and run, chopper down to Seager, charges bare hand, throws at Kinsler. Nice play. Kind of play we saw Adrian Beltre make here for 5 years with the Mariners. Nice play by the rookie.
Kyle is a good athlete. He comes in on a chopper. And this is one of the tougher plays you're going to have to make as a third baseman. So many times you come in and you make that barehanded play. He gets a good hop on it, but you don't always get it right in your hand. Sometimes you throw a changeup, but he was able to handle that without a problem.
So 1 out. Chavez at second for Elvis Andrus. Popped up. Foul territory. Ichiro might have a play. And a fan was there. Come on, you Bartman. Are you doing a Bartman job? What are you doing down there? Ichiro into the stands. And that fan's hearing it. Ichiro made a real good play on that.
He has a beat on it. He knows where the wall is.
Oh, he had it all the way. He would have had it.
And then the ball comes back down. If it doesn't any worse, and then he knocks Ichiro down to the ground trying to get the ball.
You got to be kidding me. Fans are all over him, and he's acting like an idiot now, playing to the crowd. I hope that doesn't come back and bite the Mariners. The 0-1. Felix is ready with the 1-1 to Andrus. Could have been the second out. Members at the King's Quarter screaming, "Throw him out." Line drive, base hit, right center field. Chavez to third. Here's the throw home. Not in time, and yes, it indeed cost the Mariners a run. How about that? RBI by Andrus, his 34th. Texas with a 2-1 lead, and they're letting that fan have it.
You had to know that was going to happen.
Amen.
Right?
Jeez.
Solid base hit for Andrus. I thought maybe with that little bit of a deke by Ackley they could keep Chavez from scoring, but because it was over in right center field, Gutierrez couldn't get there quickly enough.
34th RBI for Elvis Andrus. 2-1 Texas.
And the other part of it is Elvis Andrus will run. He likes to run a lot. So Felix have to pay attention to him, give Olivo a chance to throw him out.
Tried to left. Off the bat of Josh Hamilton, first and second. Hamilton swinging a good bat. So run in, 2 on, 1 out. And we'd like to welcome Ashland Home Net subscribers. You're watching in Ashland, Oregon. Thanks for rooting on your Seattle Mariners, and all of us at Root Sports and the Mariners appreciate your support. Carl Willis, pitching coach, going out there.
Last couple of base hits off of Felix. Hitters going the other way. Felix now at 70 pitches. Hasn't had a stressful inning yet. I haven't seen him throw over 20 pitches in an inning yet. Felix can have some quick innings, as you know. 5 1/3 so far for him. 6 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. He has not walked a batter yet.
There's Beltre 0 for 2. Strike one. Good year for Adrian, leading the ball club in RBIs. Second in the American League behind Adrian Gonzalez. Tied for 8th in total bases. 9th in doubles. Great year. Runner goes. Both of them go. Throw by Olivo. Safe! Wow, double steal. Ron Washington loves to be aggressive on the base pass. This ball club.
Why not with Andrus? And it was a good call. You take a look at that stolen base, though. The acceleration he had going into the base, it looked like Olivo had a chance to throw him out, and he just accelerated into the base to get it.
27th stolen base for Elvis Andrus, and for Josh Hamilton, his 5th.
Eric Wedge will bring the infield up. You have one out, a couple of runners on. He's going to bring the infield up and try to cut the runner down.
Beltre picked up a sac fly last night, and wow, he drives this one, but it hooks foul.
And my guess is with Andrus at third and you have Hamilton at second, I wouldn't be surprised, as you mentioned, Ron Washington aggressive, but he goes on contact here.
1-2. Couple of buddies battling here. The pitch from Felix. Off-speed pitch struck him out. It's a half a dozen Ks for Felix and a big second out here in the 6th inning with 2 runners in scoring position.
This is a great pitch from a big-time pitcher. He throws a slider. As you mentioned, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Before that Beltre yanked into the seats. He comes back with an 82-mile-an-hour slider. You get a strikeout in a big situation.
Still not out of the woods by any stretch. Here's Michael Young. Another guy having a wonderful season. 3rd in batting in the American League. Breaking ball misses. Michael tonight, fly to center. Tap back to Felix. To Young. Blocked by Olivo. 2-0.
This is where it gets tough for a pitcher. Even one like Felix, you have Young at the plate. You want to be careful with him. Hitting .322 as he stands in there. You have first base open, but the problem is you have Cruz on deck, who leads the club in home runs, and nowhere to put him if you do put Young on.
2-0. In there for a strike. So a big spot, critical juncture in this ball game. 2-1 Texas. Mariners in the 5th. Got a 2-out RBI by Ichiro to get on the board and tied at 1-1. Two and one to Michael Young. 3-1. Let's see what Felix comes up with here. 3-1 to the 3rd leading hitter in the American League. Andrus at 3rd, Hamilton at 2nd. Big pitch. Olivo sets up outside and fouled off. Felix sitting on 6 strikeouts. They could use lucky 7 right here. Long look into Olivo. He's ready. 3-2 pitch to Michael Young. Punched into right field. Down the line. That is a foul ball. Wow. Was that 2 runs easily? How many times have we seen Michael Young go right side against the Mariners?
And this is a really good pitch from Felix. It's 94 miles an hour on the outside corner. Almost gets a base hit, but if nothing else, he spoils it and gives himself another pitch. We've seen that a lot from Michael Young over the years. Going to right field is something he's accustomed to doing.
Felix in need of a strikeout or any kind of an out. 3-2 to Young. Center field. Gutierrez is right there. To the damage limited to 1 run. So the Rangers regain the lead at 2-1 as we go to the home 6. Pat Gillick's going to join us in a few minutes. Stay with us here on Root Sports. On Root Sports is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Get any Pizza Hut pizza, any size, any toppings for one amazingly low price when you carry out. By Widmer Brothers Brewing, brewing without boundaries. And by Money Tree, looking for a loan with more time to repay? Apply for a Money Tree payday loan online at moneytreeinc.com. Great night here in Seattle as we celebrate 10th anniversary of the 2001 season, and the architect, the GM of that club, Pat Gillick, joins us right now. Pat, good to see you.
Dave, good to see you.
Congratulations on everything, and then further congratulations on going to the Hall of Fame in a few weeks.
Thank you. Nice lid you got there.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. We work at it.
He's proud of it.
Oh, yeah. Looks pretty good.
I appreciate that. We've been reliving 2001. We had Lou up here and Norm Charlton. From a front office perspective, what comes to mind? How many emotions and thoughts come to your mind when you think about that 01 season?
What comes to mind is really how trouble-free it was. You know, it was one of those magical seasons that you have, and we were talking downstairs with Lou, and you know, during the season,
there's Hamilton cutting it off. Ackley digging for two. He's in there with a double. Dustin Ackley with a two-base hit to lead it off for the Mariners. His fourth double since his call-up. Good start to the home sixth. Hamilton, as you know, Mike, he can really run, and he covered it nicely.
He can, but so can Dustin Ackley. Take a look, pitch up, out over the plate. Dustin's in a great hitting position right there. Drives the ball. I thought maybe he was going to split the gap, but because of the speed of Hamilton, he cuts it off. But we've talked about it with Dustin Ackley. He runs well. That's a hustle double for him. Gets himself into scoring position to lead this inning off, and that's a great sign for the Mariners, who have struggled to score runs.
Pat, you've had 3 championship teams, but I'm sure in all your years in baseball, you've gone through runs like this where, boy, for whatever you do, you can't get a run.
It's frustrating, and it's frustrating for everyone. I think it's frustrating for the players. It's frustrating for the media, the fans, the people, the broadcasters. Everything you try to do, and you try to manufacture runs or get a run, and it just doesn't seem to happen. But teams do go through spells like this.
But you're talking about the 01 ball club from your vantage point was reasonably stress-free.
It reasonably stress-free. When you're working with Piniella, there's always a certain amount of stress, because which is great from the standpoint that he's never satisfied and we're never satisfied. We always want to improve. We want to tweak it a little bit. So from that standpoint, it's not completely stress-free.
It's good to see the guys, though. It's good to. I thought the ceremony was outstanding, and the cohesion that you guys still have, and you guys have a lot of affection for each other, was a great accomplishment that you guys came up with in 01.
Yeah, they liked each other on the field, in the clubhouse, and away from the field. It was a good group, and you know, they got together and they enjoyed each other, and they enjoyed playing, and that's what it's all about, is enjoy playing and enjoy going to work, and I think they did that. Well, it doesn't hurt that you win 116 games.
Not at all.
I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good atmosphere to walk into.
I thought it was interesting because you mentioned the 116. Nobody can expect to win that many games, of course. But what were your expectations leaving spring training that year? You had a number of changes on the club. You had to do some work with it, but it was a veteran club.
Yeah, you know, we'd lost Alex after the 2000 season, and we'd won 91 games in 2000, and I just hoped that we could get back to the playoffs. And the big thing that happened is that Booney stepped up. You know, look at Booney's numbers. He kind of filled in for A-Rod offensively, and then we got Ichiro, and Ichiro hit 350 that year and was Rookie of the Year. So that was an unexpected thing that happened to us. But really leaving spring training, not knowing what Ichiro was at that point, and if he'd adjust and be able to, you know, cope with Major League pitching here in the United States, we were just hoping to get back to the playoffs.
Here's what Ichiro did back in 2001, our Banner Bank, building to the future as we take a step back. What were your expectations after you signed him? You paid the money, you bring Ichiro over here, and this is what he put up. But what did you expect coming in?
You know, really didn't know what to expect. I mean, we were relying really on Jim Colburn. He was our scout, and he knew Ichiro well, and you know, he thought he'd be a tremendous leadoff hitter and a guy that would be a table setter. But we really didn't know what to expect, you know, coming here, because really, if you look at it from a player standpoint, there's been 2 or 3 players from the Asian and the Pacific Rim movement. Matsui with Oakland did a good job. You got Ichiro, and there's not really a lot of players that have really made a big splash here. So we didn't know what to expect.
I've always wondered, and you're as good as anybody to ask this as far as GMs go, and you have 3 World Series under your belt and had to put together some other clubs. But I've always wondered, when you talk about Lou and your relationship and working with him and other managers for that matter, as a GM, do you try to put a club with what the manager wants, or do you have your own ideas on what you think the club should look like? And here, manager, here's your team, make it work.
No, I don't think that works at all. I think that you have your manager and he has certain ideas and what type of player, and I don't think you try to force what your will is on the manager. I think you have to give the manager the type of team he likes. Like, for instance, Philadelphia, Charlie Manuel's used to, in Cleveland, bludgeon everybody to death. You have Kenny Lofton, you have Manny Ramirez, you have Jim Thome, you have Albert Bell. I mean, that's the type of style he likes to play. And we played that style for a while in Philadelphia when I was there, when Utley was hitting 30 home runs and we had, Ryan Howard was hitting 40 or 50. That was just Charlie's style of play. Lou's style of play is speed, power, defense, and pitching. And so I don't think you can you sit down with your manager and ask him what type of club he has, and then you try to go work and try to put it together.
And really, if that's what Lou wanted and that's his style, that style fits to this ballpark too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. This is not a power park. I mean, if you look, and Mike, you're a tremendous power right-handed. You look at this park, and it's a tough park for right-handed hitters. The only part of this park that plays is right center. You hit the ball out of there. So consequently, it's a speed, defense, pitching type of ballpark. And that's the type.
Yeah.
Not guys with big swings, not guys with long swings. Guys with short swings that can hit balls in the gap. Those are the type of people you need in this this ballpark right here.
I want to look back and look ahead in this question. Jamie Moyer on your 01 club. He was here a few weeks ago when the Phillies were here. He's going to be, 49 years old next year, coming off the Tommy John surgery. He wants to play next year. Somebody take a shot at him and sign him up for next year? What do you think?
Yeah, I talked to him tonight, and I think probably so. I mean, he's got a new arm. He's got a reconditioned motor. He's probably going to go another 5 years. I mean, everybody counted this guy out 5 years ago.
Sure.
And here his arm is remade. It's almost like somebody's got a new heart or bypass.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, and I'm going to go another 5 years, right?
Yeah, probably with Jamie. Who knows? Why not? I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are going to the Hall of Fame and what you think about that. Are you nervous about it at all? Have you thought about what you're going to talk about? And I mean, what an honor.
Yeah, I got the speech done, and it's about 10 minutes and 30 seconds. I've been running through it. I was stunned when I got the call. I was honored, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not really nervous at all right now.
That's good.
I feel very, very content, and again, very honored that I got this opportunity.
The key thing, I like what you said. You've rehearsed it a bunch already. You're ready to go. That's key.
Yeah.
And you'll have some good butterflies. Some good butterflies. That's good. But the fact that you've already run through it a bunch of times, that speaks well.
Yeah, my wife says 10:30 is about the best delivery, and I'm usually a little faster, a little 10:15, 10:20. She said so. Anyway, it's getting better every time.
Speaking of deliveries, when's the last time you had to crank that left arm up? That was a pretty good pitch you threw out today.
I told Wilson, I said down below before we came out, and I said, look, I got a little bit of tail off the corner, so be careful because you might have to go down. And so I said I throw about as hard as Moyer, so so just be careful.
There's an opportunity here for the Mariners after Smoke walks. Here's Kennedy, 1 for 2. And Adam Kennedy takes a ball. Here's a look, Pat. Got it up there. Get there, baby.
Turned it over a little bit.
Yeah. There's Moyer right there.
He appreciated that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a great evening, and you know what? I think the guys upstairs, we were talking after we came off the field. You could feel the passion from the fans in the park tonight.
Oh, yeah.
There was a good passion in there. There was a good connection with the players from 10 years ago, and I know the players, Edgar and Charlton and Olerud and Booney and those guys and Lou, they really appreciate it.
It's an extraordinary group of guys.
Oh.
Extraordinary group of guys.
Oh, yeah.
2-0 to Adam Kennedy. That's a crazy hop. Andrus will take it. Gets the double play, and that will end the inning. Pat, enjoy the Hall of Fame, the ceremony. We look forward to watching. We'll be here. We'll be cheering.
And I'll get one of those lids from you. All right.
Well, take care.
See you, Michael.
Okay.
Take care.
See you, Pat. Pat Gillick joining us. He was the Mariners GM back in 2001. 2-1 Texas, the score. End of 6 here at Safeco.
Welcome to the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. Let's check out some soccer action from across the street earlier today. Sounders FC taking on the defending MLS champion Colorado, tied at 2. 82nd minute, Brad Evans, the deflection. Freddie Montero lays out to clean up the mess with the header, and the Sounders go on to get the 4-3 victory. Back upstairs to Dave and Mike.
Tom, thank you very much. Nelson Cruz to lead it off here for the Texas Rangers, followed by Mitch Moreland and Yurvi Torrealba against Felix Hernandez. Breaking ball in there for called strike. Felix with 6 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody. Giving up 2 runs on 6 hits, a home run to Kinsler leading it off. And then an RBI single by Andrus in the 6th. Mariners got their run. Ichiro 2 outs in the 5th with a base hit. That ended a run of 30 consecutive innings without scoring a run, which was a team record. I'm impressed. How many guys have we spoken to over the years as we get closer to the Hall of Fame induction? I haven't practiced it yet. And here's Pat Gillick. He's got it down to 10:30. Bang, ready to go. I like it. Very impressive. 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, nice man, class act, and did a great job here in Seattle when he was here.
Some resume put together.
Yes.
A couple of winners, 2 World Series championships, back-to-backers for Toronto, and with the Phillies a few years ago. 2-2 to Cruz, just missed full count. But Felix doing his job, holding down this high-scoring Texas ball club, second in batting average, runs, home runs, stolen bases, and first in hits. And he issues his first walk. Speaking of the 0-1 season, remember Alex Rodriguez? He went away from Seattle. Here's what he said the first time into Seattle as we check out our Geico quote. They have an opportunity to win 110 to 115 games the way they're going right now. That was in a press conference. And he was the first guy to say, and this was back on April 16th. That was before his first game back here at Safeco Field. Mariners were 9-3 at the time. Who knew he was that prescient? First walk by Felix. The hitter now Mitch Moreland. Get into a double play and struck out looking. The other development, if you're just joining us, and Texas got that run in the 6th. There was a fly ball, foul territory, about second row in the stands, and a fan kept Ichiro from catching it. And Ichiro was in great shape. I think he, without question he was going to catch it. And this guy right here, he got the souvenir. And of course, what happened on a 1-1 pitch, Andrews singles to right field and scores the run. And the Mariners now trail 2-1. Felix snares. Ryan for one, smoke two, double play. Nothing like a 1-6-3 double play. Take a little pressure off. Second double play tonight by the Mariners.
Mariners are fortunate that they have a lot of good athletes on the mound, Felix being one of them. Easy turn for Brendan Ryan.
Second time Moreland's bounced into a DP. Here's Torrealba. Torrealba took a called third strike in the third inning and fly to right in the fifth. It's at 1-1 to Torrealba. Action here in the seventh, in the home seventh for the Mariners. Bottom third of the order. Gutierrez, Seager, and Holman. Swing. That's 1-2. The Kings Court fired up their guy, trying to get out of this inning here, the seventh. Keep this a 2-1 ball game. Felix sitting on 6 strikeouts. And Torrealba just gets a piece of it. Been a real thrill here to talk to these guys from the 0-1 ball club. Pat Gillick, Lou Piniella, Norm Troughton, Brett Boone.
Tremendously talented group, but that's the other thing. You talk to them for a little bit and you understand why they're such a close group and why they had so much success. It goes beyond just their ability to play the game.
2-2 to Torrealba.
.95 pitches for Felix so far.
2-2. It's foul. Mariners have managed to run on 4 hits against C.J. Wilson. So we have a matchup of all-stars. C.J. Wilson took the loss for the American League on Tuesday night. Felix couldn't pitch because he had pitched on the previous Sunday. Do it again at 2-2. That is a foul ball.
Kyle with a diving effort. That's exactly what you want to do. Try to make the play. Don't be the umpire. Let the umpire make the call as Felix goes back inside. Looks like it jams Torrealba right down the line. And Kyle doing everything that he can with the umpire making the call.
Torrealba off the end of the bat. Little squibber. Ackley to come a long way, and he makes it happen. Well done by Dustin Ackley. Felix gave it a thought, left it for Ackley, who had to come a long ways. He gets it done. It's 2-1 Texas. take you back first inning. 1-1 pitch. Ian Kinsler, goodbye. Home run for Ian, his 14th, his 35th RBI, and right off the bat, it's 1-0. Texas Rangers. Move to the 5th inning. There's Ichiro, a 2-out base hit. That ends a run of 30 innings, 30 consecutive innings without a score for the Mariners dating back to last Sunday. And they're broken 0 for 14 for Ichiro. Then in the 6th inning, with 1 out, after a fan had interfered with Ichiro in catching what could have been the 2nd out, Elvis Andrus delivers a base hit, 2-1 Texas, and that's where we are right now here in the home 7th inning. And Ichiro hoping to get a chance to swing the bat here in the 7th as the Mariners have the bottom third of the order. Gutierrez, Seager, and Hallman coming up. Here's Gutierrez, a strikeout, first time up. Base hit to left. Stolen base, run scored in the 5th. C.J. Wilson. The starter's still in there. And we're in a pretty good ball game for the Texas Rangers. C.J. with a couple of wins over the Mariners. Beat him at Texas. Let's try that again. April 6th, 7-3, and May 4th here at Seattle, 5-2. Little bloke, first baseman, yielding to second baseman Michael Young. First out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Hey, everybody down there, you lounging, you having fun? That's a great spot to watch a ball game. All right, good for you. Kyle Seager is the hitter. It's out there beyond the pen. Off the 5th. Strike 1. Folks in the pen knowing that they had the 0-1 ball club here. A beautiful Saturday night in Seattle. Those folks were jamming out in the pen at like 4:45 today. Seager tonight with a walk and a fly to left. When the Mariners scored that run in the 5th, it also ended a scoreless run by the Texas pitching staff that had amounted to 31 consecutive innings. C.J. Wilson. Got a 2-1 pitch coming. Breaking the ball for a strike. Wilson, the co-leader in wins at Texas Ball Club. He's got 9. Tied with Colby Lewis, the pitcher last night. This will be pitch number 100. See if Seager can get aboard here. The 2-2. Slice foul. Kyle made his debut in Anaheim right before the break. Picked up 1 hit. He's 1 for 17 since coming up. Two and 2 again. Seager breaking ball up and in. On deck is Greg Hallman. The payoff pitch. Battle here by Seager. CenturyLink high speed pitch. 96 for Felix and 93 for C.J. Wilson. Numbers we're familiar with both gentlemen. Felix trying to put an end to a 7-game Mariner losing streak. Another pop. Left fielder Hamilton does not have a play. Pitch number 9 coming up. wrap up this series tomorrow. Blake Bevan came over from the Rangers. He'll take on Matt Harrison. 3-2 pitch to Seager. Put it in play. Beltre off his glove. Base hit. That goes through. I think they may rule that a base hit. Second hit and his first Safeco Field hit for Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager's first base hit here at Safeco Field. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Greg Hallman. He struck out twice. First pitch to Greg. Outside for a ball. Tommy Hunter doing a good job out of the bullpen. There's Texas Rangers. Rangers bullpen not quite as good as it was last year, and the starting pitching off just a hair because of no Cliff Lee here in the second half that they had last year. 1-1 to count to Greg Hallman. Hallman starting the night, hitting at .290. His last action was Thursday night. He went 0 for 3. Hallman with a drive to center field, right in the tracks of Endy Chavez. Hadn't played perfectly. 2 down. 2 outs here in the 7th this season. Take your company, school, church, or nonprofit out to a ball game right here at Safeco Field. You can pick a Mariners game to attend and gather your group of 40 or more because tickets start at just $8. For more info on group outings right here at a Mariners game, visit mariners.com/groups. Good crowd here on hand tonight as we honor the 2001 Mariner Ball Club that won 116 games. Ichiro, I believe Ichiro, Arthur Rhodes over in the Texas bullpen, and Mike Cameron now in Florida, the only active player still remaining from that group. Joel Pinheiro, he's still active as well. Added him to the group, and Brett Tomko with the Rangers AAA Ball Club. Pinheiro, of course, with the Angels. 1-1 to Ichiro. He's accounted for the Mariners' only run. And he flips this one to Andrus, and that will do it here in the 7th. Mariners, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left. 7 in the books, a 2-1 Texas lead. All signs point towards riding Sound Transit and saving a ton of money on gas and parking. Visit soundtransit.org for details. Dave Sims and Mike Flowers on hand with a very good house here at Safeco Field to celebrate the 2001 Mariner Ball Club that won a Major League record 116 ball games. Here's Felix in the eighth facing Indy Chavez, followed by Kinsler and Andrus, 9, 1 and 2. Indy with a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Tom Lampkin stopping by. Good to see him.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tom in a long time. He sounds like he's doing great. He was really excited about it, this whole thing, and had a good time last night. He was telling me about some of the stories that they were talking about last night. It's great to see him.
Going back is Ryan. And could not make it the over-the-shoulder catch. Good base hit for Indy Chavez, his second hit tonight.
Chavez had a base hit in the 6th inning, ended up scoring. If you take a look, Hallman can't get there, and Brendan trying to make the over-the-shoulder. Looked like he hit off the heel of his glove.
Mike, right now the difference is that ball that Ichiro fan interfered with it.
Yeah.
And Andrus comes up with a base hit to score the run to give Texas this 2-1 lead. That happened back in the 6th. So the Mariners get Steve Bartmanized here at Safeco Field. Top of the order in Kinsler. 1 for 3 leadoff home run.
Former Mariner Mark Lowe getting loose in the Rangers bullpen. Scott Feldman going with him.
We just activated Feldman a couple of days ago. Kinsler, the regular second baseman, is DHing tonight. Two-0 for Felix tonight. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Another well-pitched ball game by a Mariners starter. 2-0, great jump. Throw by Olivo. Wow, he got him! Indy Chavez had a fabulous jump, but Olivo guns him down.
We've talked about Olivo's arm. He has one of the better throwing arms for a catcher in this league. But lately, he's been putting these throws right on the money.
Got something waiting for you.
Well, as you mentioned, Chavez looked like he had a good jump at first base, and the arm strength of Olivo ends up throwing him out. Anyways, big time throw from Olivo in a 2-1 ball game.
Ron Washington, manager of the ball club, the Texas Rangers, a lot of respect for Olivo's throwing arm. He said, hey, we're going to steal. It's going to be off the pitchers. He took a shot, and Olivo came up big. There's Wash's club's second stolen bases to the Kansas City Royals. 3-2 here to Kinsler. Oh, he hits another one really well. Deep left field, and that's not coming back. Draw third. Ian Kinsler, second home run tonight. 14th on the season. 36th RBI, 3-1 Texas. He had a 1-1 pitch in the first and a 3-2 pitch here.
And Felix throws him a 3-2 fastball at 93 miles an hour. First one was inside. This one you can see it running back, probably middle in when Kinsler hits it. No doubt about it. It's what the Rangers do. Second in the league in home runs.
Second multi-home run game this season for Kinsler. Felix, the aftermath. As soon as he let it go, he went, oh boy.
He wanted to throw that pitch on the outside corner, ended up in the middle of the plate.
1-1 to Andrus, who was 2 for 3 with an RBI tonight. 364 feet on that blast by Kinsler. One and 2. Jimmy Wright warming up for the Mariners. 1-2. Base hit again. What a night for Andrus. 3 straight hits, 3 for 4. When you're traveling outside the Northwest this season, make sure you take the Mariners with you wherever you go. Subscribe to MLB.tv today and see every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer or your favorite device. Visit Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Felix had 112 pitches, now 72 of those for strikes. Not uncommon for Eric Wedge to let him get to 120, 125.
Josh Hamilton got a base hit to left. Back end of a double steal in the 6th inning. Nine hits for these Texas Rangers. And the most hits in the American League. And 9 hits, that gets him to 890. Mariners offense going to have to get cracking here. Bottom of the 8th. Mariners are 1 on 5 hits. Texas 3 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Going 2 to Hamilton. MVP last year. $30,896. Good turnout tonight as we honor the 2001 ball club. Hamilton takes. It's a ball. Andrus with 1 stolen base tonight. Hamilton spoils that pitch. Texas starting the day 2.5 up on the Angels, who split a doubleheader at Oakland. Hamilton in the dirt, 2-2. Mariners home 8th. Ryan Ackley and Olivo. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Two and 2.
Called a balk.
How about that?
And Eric Wedge going to come out and ask what he did. Working hard trying to keep Andrus close. Andrus with a stolen base already back in the 6th. Not happy with fielding Colbreth, the second base umpire. And Eric's out of here. Getting his money's worth, that's for sure. Why not? You can tell he's getting a little bit frustrated too. Eric is, and not happy with that last call. That's the second time he's been ejected here in last couple of weeks.
You bet. Played the one in Anaheim where
that's right.
Wanted to strike him out, throw him out, double play. Wedge good onto the A material again. Plate umpire Gary Cedarstrom.
I'm going to give Gary a earful too now.
Cedarstrom's the crew chief. He's hot.
Yes, he is.
Well, that'll happen when your team only scores, one run in the last, 34 innings or so. One in the last 33. Robbie Thompson will run the show now. 2-2 pitch coming to Hamilton. And he gets through Olivo. Runner's going to advance. It'll be a wild pitch. Here's the balk call. Watch the feet.
That little jump. Didn't step off at all, and they got him right away. Felix such a good athlete, and he's quick on the mound. He gets away with it, but fielding Colbert didn't think so that time, and Eric's going to let him know what he feels about it.
3-2 to Hamilton. One out runner at third. Infield up. Comebacker. Runner's held. He's going to come home anyway. Little lob throw, and Elvis Andrus beats it. Good grief. Felix lobbed it over, and Andrus took the opportunity. He's a speedy guy, and it paid off.
And Felix looks like he did the right thing. He catches it. He looks Andrus back. Andrus takes a step back, I believe. You can see him take off. Felix looks at him, stays there, and then he spins. And right then, he saw the lob, and then he took off.
Smart play. And beat it easily. Elvis Andrus scores. That'll do it for Felix Hernandez. A 4-1 Texas lead here in the top of the 8th inning. And the category, what else can go wrong? Well, a balk, a wild pitch, and then on a lob throw to first, runner scores, and that completes the line for Felix Hernandez.
118 pitches for Felix in the game, 76 of them for strikes, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk on 9 hits and 7 2/3.
Adrian Beltre, the hitter.
Jamie Wright's numbers: ERA at a 3.22, 36 in the 3rd innings for him. Opponent's average 2.50.
Base Base hit on a throw it and duck special. Good gracious. Man, that ball was hit hard. Tomorrow, Mariners and Rangers close out this series. Senior Sunday here at Safeco Field. Fans age 60 and beyond receive $10 off view reserved seats. Make sure you make your plans to join us for a great afternoon of baseball. For tickets, visit mariners.com/specials. Like, how about the 9-1 and 2-3 hitters? 9-1, 2-3 hitters for Texas. Combined 8 for 15. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases.
Yeah, Kinsler with a couple of home runs, solo home runs, but Andrews, Chavez causing problems with their legs and been able to get on base a number of times. One thing about Andrews scoring, I'm not sure that Eric Wedge was able to get up the tunnel into the coach's room before that run scored. It happened fast, didn't it?
Felix did everything but throw the ball hard. If he stopped him, he did just what you're supposed to. Come back, make that guy stop. Granted, he's a speedy runner, but it was a smart play by Andrews. As soon as he saw a lob, he was gone. Michael Young, the hitter. Young tonight 0 for 3. Young 1 for 4 against Jamie Wright. Time granted. Two-one. Two and two to Young. Keeping score for Texas. They've had a very good night. They banged out 10 hits. 2-2 pitch. Young down the line. That is a fair ball. More trouble. Beltre digging to third, getting a big wave on. Ichiro gets it to Ackley. Throw to the plate. Not in time. RBI double. Michael Young, 5-1 Texas. RBI for Young is 62nd.
And again, we've talked about it with Michael. He will wear out that right field corner, and he does it again here. Adrian Beltre scores all the way from first base, so Adrian's legs feeling good as he runs around the bases and scores.
3-run eighth.
A couple of these runs coming with 2 outs.
Beltre's run that goes against Jamie Wright. Here's Nelson Cruz. Gets it to the shortstop. Ryan gets a nice hop. Throws out Cruz, but more damage done here in the 8th. Texas takes a 2-1 lead and expands it to 5-1 as we go to the home 8th.
Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. And by Sterling Savings Bank. Visit sterlingsavingsbank.com. Welcome back to Safeco Field. The M's with some work to do. Nice to have you with us from the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. Checking the other two teams in the AL West, the Angels and A's in Oakland. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Scott Sizemore at the plate. He'll lift one to right center, just out of the reach of Mike Trout. Chad Pennington comes around to score, and the A's take game 2 of the doubleheader 4-3. The final, the two teams split today's twin bill as we send it back upstairs.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. 5-1 Texas. Rangers 3 runs on 5 hits in the 8th inning. Brendan Ryan to lead it off against former Mariner Mark Lowe.
Numbers for Mark this year: 26 2/3 innings for him, 24 strikeouts, 12 walks, giving up 3 home runs. Opponent's average .295.
Hit the other way for a base hit. Brendan Ryan. That's just the second hit given up by Lowe in the first batters that he's faced in his work this year. First hitters are now 2 for 10.
Brendan gets a fastball up out over the plate, just slashes it through the right side of the infield.
We'll bring up Dustin Ackley. Double to left. This hustle double. 1 for 3. Goes back in the 6th. Back up this way. Strike 1 to Ackley. Series wraps up tomorrow. Blake Bevan against Matt Harrison. Monday's a travel day, and Mariners will then begin the longest road trip of the year. 3 in Toronto, 3 in Boston, 3 in New York. The Toronto Ball Club, they swing the bat pretty well too. Toronto number 4 scoring team, 5th in batting, 4th in homers. Michael Pineda will get it going on Tuesday against Brett Cecil. Jason Vargas against Brandon Morrow. Doug Fister against Ricky Romero. Oh, 2 strikes to Ackley.
And it looks like Mark Lowe is back and healthy again. Last couple of fastballs, 99 miles an hour.
Sent to Texas in the Cliff Lee deal last summer. Mariners only run 5th inning. 2 out, single by Ichiro. Strike 3 called. Ackley dismissed. A strikeout for Lowe. Miguel Oliva likes the fastball. Let's see what he can do with Lowe's fastball. Outfield shifts towards right. Andy Chavez in right center pretty much. Hamilton in left is deep in left center. Starts him out with a breaking ball, strike 1. The 0-1. Misses. Olivo trying to get something going with Ryan at first. 2-1.
Steady diet of sliders, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. That scouting report.
Yeah, well, at some point you would think if you're throwing 99 miles an hour, you'd go after him up 5-1.
Sure. Three-one pitch to Olivo. Fouled off 3-2. Three and two. Ryan at first, pitch to Olivo, bounce down to Beltre. That's a foul ball. Felix Hernandez, 7 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a walk, 6 strikeouts, 118 pitches, 76 for strikes. Three-two to Olivo. Strike him out. Torrealba. As the runner moves up, that ball got away from Uravi. Olivo's gone. 2 strikeouts for Lowe. Major League Soccer returns later on tonight. Portland Timbers take on the Chicago Fire. Action gets underway immediately following Mariners postgame show right here in Root Sports. Strike him out, wild pitch. 2 down. Ryan to second. Scoring change. Official scorer tonight, Darren Pedor. Just changed that wild pitch to a pass ball. Here's Smoke. First runner at first, less than 2 outs.
First base occupied on the swing and the miss, strike 3. Olivo was out.
Right.
Tendency as a hitter, though, when you see that ball get away from the catcher, you're going to take off running right away, but there's no play.
Instinctive. Smoke's got a 2-0 count. 2 out. Ryan at second.
See if Justin can get on a fastball here. It looks like they're shading him the other way in the outfield. Chavez is, and Hamilton over towards the line.
These guys involved in the trade last summer. 2-0 pitch. Down low. Reno. There's strike 3-1. Darren Oliver, veteran left-hander. 3-1 pitch coming to Smoke. Big rip, 3-2.
Good pitch, fastball right down the middle. Of course, it was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball to try to catch up to.
Two down, 3-2 pitch. Pay it off right here. Mariners have had one multi-hit inning. That was the fifth. They got 2 hits. 1 hit in the second, 1 in the 7th. 6th inning, 1 in the 7th, and 1 here in the 8th. Boy, they have really brought this to a snail's pace. One's a fastball, two's a curve. Put an indicator on. Let's move on.
He's throwing 2 pitches, fastball, slider. Yeah, and you're up 5-1. You would think he'd go right at Justin.
Three-2 to Smoke. Struck him out. 98 miles an hour. 3 strikeouts for Lowe. Gives up 1 base hit. 8 in the books. 5-1 Rangers. ...2001 AL West champion banner. Dating back, he's got the kids. But he dates back to the days at the Kingdom. Getting a good rise out of the fans here, 30,896. Gator! Almost reminds me of American Bandstand a long time ago. You remember him, watching him when you were playing third here, right?
Oh, yeah. Back in the Kingdom.
Late night BLT, Brandon League time here. Brandon would like to be in there in a save situation, but they got to get him some work. 5-1 Texas. Mitch Moreland, his first hitter. Ryan had him played perfectly. 1 out. Deshaun shift to the bullpen. And it brings us the All-Star, Brandon League.
Brandon's numbers: 23 saves this year. 25 strikeouts in the 36 2/3 innings he has worked. Opponents average 241. He's given up just 1 home run this year.
His wife welcoming their 3rd daughter a couple of days ago, Callie Sol, CALI-SOL, 7 pounds 15 ounces, 21 inches long. 3rd daughter. Congratulations to the League family. Here's the catcher, Torrealba. Uravi to strike out looking, fly to right, ground out to second. There's a strike. League the 3rd Mariner pitcher. Felix went 7 2/3. Jamie Wright a 1/3 of an inning. Speed pitch, good one.
And slider that time, nasty. Trying to catch up to the 97-mile-an-hour fastball, just guessed wrong.
Two and two. Rangers leave here after tomorrow's game, have Monday off. They'll be in Anaheim Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. After tonight, their last 69 games, they got 13 games against the Angels. This will be their first trip to Anaheim. It sounded like that hit off the mask of Gary Seaberstrom. Good coverage with those hockey goalie masks. Two and two. Game got off to a rough start for Felix Hernandez. Gives up a leadoff homer to Ian Kinsler. Stayed 1-0 till the Mariners tied it up in the 5th. That ended their run of 30 consecutive scoreless innings. That ended it at 30 2/3, each row with a base hit. Texas back on top of the 6 RBI by Andrus after Fan interfered with the opportunity for each row to catch the ball in the stands. Each row was on the spot. That made it 2-1. And then a 3 spot put up on the board in the 8th by Texas. Home run by Kinsler. Andrus was at 3rd and basically stole a run on a comebacker to Felix, a lob throw to first, and he scored. He beat the throw by Smoke. And an RBI double by Michael Young.
When you're struggling to score runs, and you have something like that happen where it's a balk, a pass ball, and then he gets to home on a turnaround and lob, that makes it tough.
Compounding an already bad situation.
Yeah. You just can't afford to give runs up when you're having a tough time scoring.
3 and 2. Ryan charges, flips, and gets him. 2 outs. Sign up for Root Sports Red Alerts. Get updates on when to watch your favorite teams. Stay informed on the biggest events in Northwest sports and receive exclusive offers and giveaways. Just text FAN to 95323 and get in on all the action. Andy Chavez, he's had a good night. 2 hits. Last 2 times up, 2 for 3 runs scored.
Yeah, Andy has his average up to 336 now. He's played well for the Rangers this year.
Just his 36th game, but boy, he's been a nice cog.
And it's just good to see him healthy again after that terrible incident he had when he ran into Betancourt. Tore his knee up.
It's one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Happened back on June 19th of 2009. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mariners, bottom of the 9th. Kennedy, Gutierrez, and Seager. 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Darren Oliver continues to throw very easily out Texas pen. Up the middle, Ryan. And he gets through everybody. 3 straight hits for Andy Chavez.
This has been a tough play for either one. I think Brendan basically had the best opportunity, even if Ackley backhands it right there with Chavez's speed. I don't think he throws him out. Only chance is if Brendan was able to come up with it, but that will be a base hit.
Here's Ian Kinsler. What an evening he's had. 2 for 4, couple of home runs. Strike 1, Ian. Strike 2 here to Kinsler. Got to get your closer work, but it never seems that because it isn't. It's not the same kind of juice.
No, typically either they give up a run or 2, or they end up throwing a lot of pitches, work their way out of an inning. 18 pitches now for Brandon League. And there's a bounce back tomorrow. They have Blake Bevan on the mound. Blake has pitched well since he was called up.
Strike thrower.
We'll go up against another left-hander in Matt Harrison.
1-2. Foul ball. Matt Harrison goes against Blake Bevan. Bevan showed a lot of poise in his outings thus far.
He's pitched well, 2 outings. He throws a lot of strikes, goes right after the hitters. Opponent's average just 184 in those 2 games.
Runner goes. 1-2 pitch. Throw by Olivo. Knocked down by Ackley.
Strike 3.
It was a strike 3. I was watching the runner. All right, so strike 3. It's a moot point. Work to do for the Mariners in the 9th. Down 5-1. A 8th consecutive loss, and they'll send up Kennedy, Gutierrez, and Seager. And congratulations to this young lady. She's 90 years old today.
There's a rally hat on.
I like it.
See if it works.
Let's hope.
Yeah, Feliz on the mound for the Rangers. Looks like maybe she got a foul ball in the game.
Foul ball, maybe an autograph. I didn't see Feliz warming up.
Neither did I. I thought it was going to be Oliver. The left-hander was up for a little while, but now they're going to send Feliz out there. You look at his numbers. 34 and a third innings, 23 strikeouts, 18 walks. That's a high number for the 34 and a third that he has pitched. Opponent's average 210. He's given up 4 home runs this year. 19 saves out of 23 opportunities, and I believe it was last night. Yes, it was. He was throwing hard.
Third of an inning. Into the ball game. Jack Cuss grounded out the first. First game of this series, Derek Holland with the distance. Adam Kennedy will lead it off. And that ball really gets on you in a hurry from Natali Feliz. Adam Kennedy's 1 for 4 with a home run against Feliz. Speed pitch for strike. Feliz out of Azua in the Dominican Republic. Came over in a trade deadline deal with Atlanta July 31 of 07. High pop. First baseman Moreland. One out. I'm bringing up Franklin Gutierrez. 1 for 3 with a stolen base tonight. Going against Feliz, who had 40 saves a year ago in 70 games. Go for 1 against Feliz. Ball 1. A run on 6 hits for the Mariners tonight.
Yeah, Franklin was the one that scored that run. He's back in the 5th inning. He led the inning off with a base hit.
Pretty good heat there, 1-1. Chavez right there. 2 outs. A quick 2 outs here in the 9th. Last up, Kyle Seager. He got his first Safeco Field hit his last time up. That was in the 7th. One. Upstairs with that breaking ball, 1-1. Mariners down to their last strike. One, 2 to Seager. Struck him out. The Mariners get a run tonight, but that's not nearly enough as Texas wins this ball game 5-1 to win the first 3 games of this series. And the Mariners now have lost the season worst 8 consecutive ball games. On the flip side, Texas has now won 10 consecutive ball games. They go to 54-41. The Mariners drop to 43-51 and lose a full game to these Rangers. Now 10.5 back.
It was good to see all the guys from the 0-1 team back in town. A lot of really good things happening tonight. Unfortunately, the game not one of them. The Mariners again struggling, as you can see, just 6 hits, scoring 1 run. That does break a long streak for them to score that 1 run, but they're going to have to find a way to get some offense going tomorrow. Tomorrow they come right back, 1 o'clock game, so they're not going to be able to think about this one for very long.
Texas Rangers beat Felix Hernandez for the 14th time in 30 starts. Not a good night for the Mariners. 5-1 Rangers. Let's send it out to Angie Menting.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Yes, the Mariners end their scoreless drought, but unfortunately they start a new one. We kind of saw a little bit of a Lou Piniella-esque moment there out of Eric Wedge. We'll try to listen in on the skipper after this one. Still, though, we feel like celebrating the 2001 team has us in the mood. We're going to relive their magical season and their magical night. It's next here on Mariners Postgame on Root Sports.